Hi, Nisari.
Hi, Nipali.
Hello. Hi. Hi.
Hi.
Hi.
Please move your head.
Can you hear me?
Hi. Hi,
Yeah,
Nipali.
yeah.
I'm Hilda. I'm the Global Engagement Officer from the Networking and Partnership Department where Dila and Evelyn is.
Nice to meet you.
Um, nice to meet you. So
Nice to meet you,
I'll be
Nisari.
doing a short welcome speech to introduce you to the guys later on
Okay.
before we actually open up the chat to everybody else.
Mhm.
All right?
Right. All right.
Okay. So what I will say is that you are an artist, Bachelor of Honors in Architecture from LJMU, correct?
Yeah. Yeah. Correct.
First class degree, and you won the Best Overall Performance Award for
Yes.
the degree. Is that right? Okay. So
Yeah.
currently you are instructor for the Liverpool Watercolor Group. Is that right?
Sorry. Say it again.
Currently you're instructor for the Liverpool Watercolor Group.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
correct, right? Okay. Okay, so I'm going to say something like that, and I'm also going to refer to Stephen Bolton's visit last year to see you at LGM.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll start in I think 2 minutes.
All right.
We're
Cool.
going to start about 2 minutes. Is there any PPT that you want to share? Or
I have a PowerPoint presentation. I think I can share from my screen.
okay.
Yeah. All right.
Okay,
We'll
now
do that
we
after I introduce you to the students, yeah?
okay.
Okay. Or do I need to send it to you or
Sure. Just in case
um?
through WhatsApp.
All right. I can
Yeah.
send it to you. Give me a second.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Did you receive it? I just, yeah. I think I
I
haven't
received
used
it.
Zoom since
Okay.
2020.
It's okay.
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 So,
So we'll start now.
Okay. May I confirm, is Dr. Ian will give some speech or only attend this event?
Dr. Ian. So the thing is like from LJMU computers, you cannot log into Zoom. So I am using my own computer. So he
Oh,
said
okay.
that he cannot join.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Okay, we can start now. Yeah.
All
All
right.
right. I will introduce you first, Nipali.
Okay,
Okay.
first, we will admit the participant
Yep.
and then I will open the event. Thank you. Good evening. Check. Can you hear my voice, guys? Good evening, everyone. Welcome to UC Global Chat Journey as a Creative Entrepreneur, hosted by Universitas Ciputra in collaboration with Liverpool John Moores University. Before we begin, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Dila from the International Office Universitas Ciputra, and I'll be your MC for today's session. Before we get started, kindly rename your display name using the format name underscore major. I repeat, before we get started, kindly rename your display name using format name underscore major, because this will help us with attendance and documentation. Thank you for taking the time to join us. We hope today's sharing session will give you new insight and inspiration for your global journey as a future entrepreneur. So let's get started. To officially open our event, we would like to invite Bu Hilda from Networking and Partnership Universitas Ciputra to deliver a welcoming speech. Bu Hilda, the screen is yours.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Hilda. I'm the Global Engagement Officer of the Networking and Partnership Department of UC. I hope you can hear me clearly. So I would like to introduce you today to Nisali Sarivajene. She is our guest speaker for today's event. And hi, Nisali. It is our pleasure to have you on board with us today at the UC Global Chat event. Nisali Sarivajene is an artist, a Bachelor of Honors in Architecture from Liverpool John Moores University, a graduate with a first-class degree. And she has won the Best Overall Performance Award for her honors degree at LJMU. So currently, Nisali is an instructor for the Liverpool Watercolor Group. So she's a very talented artist and the pictures are beautiful. You will see it later on. And following up a meeting with our Director of Networking and Partnership, Stephen Bolton, last year, this is our event for that follow-up meeting last year. So without further ado, let's start our global chat day, allowing Sally to speak for herself. The stage is yours, Sally. Thank you.
Hello, thank you so much for the lovely introduction and nice to meet you, everyone. I think you can hear me, right? Yes.
Clearly.
Okay, so thank you for the introduction and nice to meet you all. And I will start speaking, sharing my screen. Can you see? Yes. Sorry, I can't hear you.
I can see Nisali.
Okay, right. Great.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.
So, thank you for having me here, and I'm so honored to share my story here with you. Before I start speaking, I'll introduce you myself. I'm Nisali Sirivardhan. I'm from Sri Lanka originally, and currently I am studying in LJMU in UK, but I have actually now finished everything studying. I'm an artist for 6 years. I started in 2018 as a profession. And then I started architecture in 2020, finished my bachelor's in 2022, and then did my working as an architect, as a junior architect, and then I started my master's in architecture in the UK. I I came here, and then I finished it. Also, in this along the time, I worked as a professional artist and an instructor and many more. So I'll start with where I began. So my journey started in 2017. I never taught art at school, but I had always had interested to do paintings because my dad lives abroad. So I used to send him letters, small paintings. That was my starting point to have the creativity inside me. But my mom, parents, they all supported me to do everything. But when I was schooling, I was a music student. I was a pianist. But I always had this interest towards arts. But then in 2017, my mom asked me to join for a art competition. So I did this painting you see in the left side, Waiting for You. It's a acrylic painting I did in 2017. So what happened was I had to get um, a signature from my school to go to this competition. So I went to the my principal madam, and she didn't believe me that I did it. So she was like, "What are you doing?" So at the time I was doing A levels. I was doing maths, physics, and chemistry, and I did music before that. And they had no idea that I did this painting. And she was like, "Oh, this looks like a print." And I was like, "Well, I did it." So I didn't try to start like saying, "Oh, I did it." I went out, I started crying in the middle of the school. The story continued. Anyways, at this point, like a rejection, but it's turned out my turning point. So it didn't like still it's not been even 10 years, but for these years from that moment to today, I am very proud of where I have reached so far. So you could see the first painting in 2016 is like a very some which I sent to my dad. He still has it. And then I started developing my own skills, like tried by my own self. But after this rejection, I thought, oh, there is something I could do. Like maybe I can paint. And then I started to join to a art academy, and I did my basic study, oil painting, live painting, and everything. I got my all the basics knowledge from there. And then I did so many portraits, Joker, I don't know, like for movies. I have shared many in my Instagram, and so I was basically started as a portrait painter. Um, from so as I said, from portrait painting, I want to say like learning how to find own inspirations instead of imitating others. So one thing I learned when I started painting is there should be something that what inspire you, what inspires you to your own painting. So this is something I did in the UK. You see, like when I do a painting, I usually get my own inspiration, my own photographs. I don't copy from but if you want to do some paintings, like be authentic, like you can go for Pinterest and see like royalty free images if you want to do your own painting. Or else what I suggest is to just go yourself and find your own inspiration. That's one thing I learned in the very first beginning as a painter. One of my masters taught me if you're doing a painting, either you should have a live model or a live in front of you or a photograph. So if a photograph is definitely something that you should provide by yourself. So this is like everything that you do as a painter or a creator, it's all like it's yourself, it's by you. Talking about my journey in architecture, currently I finished my master's as well with the first class honors. I recently awarded with the architecture drawing prize for the whole our final thesis, which is a great success because it's not just an award, it's just a appreciation for myself to continue growing what I do as a painter and as an architect. And also I got the award from Liverpool Architecture Foundation 2024 for the student prize. It's also a drawing prize. And about my architecture bachelor's, I did in Sri Lanka, but it was awarded from Liverpool John Moores. You can study architecture in there as well from Liverpool John Moores University. I got the first class and I was awarded with the best performance award for my overall bachelor's degree. And I was selected as a finalist for Inspirelli International Awards, which is a student competition for over 1,000 projects. So I got selected as a finalist, which is a really great achievement for myself. So this is the project I did for my bachelor's, which means my third year in bachelor's degree. I did a museum project in Sri Lanka. So this is like everything carried out with my passion and with my interest towards what I love. I love nature, I love traveling, so it all interconnected in my architecture and my art journey. And this is the project I did for a master's thesis, which I designed a museum, art museum in Malta, which I got the award for the drawing prize, architecture. And then at the right side, you see is the housing project we did last year in master's, and which I got the award for that as well. So what architecture taught me creatively and professionally, I think if I see my journey from starting from that point, the rejection to where I am, because I found out, oh, this is what I like, or this is I'm good at it. So before I knowing what exactly I'm doing, but I was actually working with my ikigai. So right now I can say I know my ikigai. So maybe I can ask you, do you know your ikigai? Do you know ikigai means your reason for being? It's a Japanese concept with so you can see this diagram. It's like everything connected: your passion, your mission, profession, vocation, and what you can be paid for, what you're good at, and what the world needs. So this speech, I'm talking about myself, how I connected architecture and art. So connecting the dots, what happened actually? So as you saw, my museum design I did in Sri Lanka. After the election in 2017, in 2018, I went to an art academy and I joined to zoologist in Sri Lanka. So I studied a bit of zoology and I went on traveling around Sri Lanka, finding out all the inspiration about nature. And so when I was doing this project in my third year in my bachelor's, I was inspired from all the things I learned in past years. So it's all connected because that is what I did with my whole heart. I love what I do. So if you like traveling, if you like the nature, just do it and try to connect with what you do for the future. I'm not talking about only for art. It can be product design. It can be you can be a sports person. You can be a sports coach. So if sport is your passion, you can make a living with it. Like what's the world? So this is like a very good diagram to think about from yourself. If you're like lost with what you do, there is always a way. So and everything aligns. So if I say from 2018 to today, I am teaching art for many people in the UK. I'm from Sri Lanka, but I'm teaching art for UK FIFA, which is an honor for me. And my mom is really proud about me because she's the one who told me just try it, and I tried it, and they rejected, but I kept trying it. So it is a great understanding about myself and keep believing in yourself. And this praise, when there's a will, there is a way, is one of the most iconic phrase I've ever heard. Because whenever like there were so many struggles to come to this place, to studying in the UK and everything, but I'm always saying to myself, and there's a will, there's a way. There is a way. There is so, however, there is a way. Because uh, keeping your mindset to a higher belief is which helps you to carry or like attract all the good energy for yourself. For instance, if you're believing on God, you can believe God will help me. Or if you're believing in universe, you can say, I am believing universe. There's nature, there's a power. Because whatever you believe as in God or universe, any religion, but there is something, there is an energy out there which you have to grab it yourself. Because there were some points that in my life I thought, oh, how can I do it? Like I never asked that question, but I was like, no, I am gonna do it anyways. So that building up your mindset will help you to reach out to the correct people, to reach out to attract the right energies, right support, because you cannot do this alone, but you will, if you meet the right people and right mindset, right friendships, this is a possible thing to do. The possible thing in the sense like what you want to do, like as an entrepreneur, like a creative a creator, there is so much potential that you can carry on if you're believing on yourself. From zero, I can share you with you myself what I did in Sri Lanka, but before that, I will say after I moved to the UK, I had to start from zero because I had nothing. I don't have even a color set or easel or nothing. So I started painting, uh, stacking some books in my student accommodation, and I got a gift for my Christmas, £50. I just spent those money for art materials, and I didn't have even a paint to. So I used one of my plates to start painting because I couldn't paint for like 4 months since I moved to the UK because it was really hard to start with nothing. And then because when I was in Sri Lanka, my subject was people, my subject was portraits, and I got so many commissions from my clients in Sri Lanka to do their portraits of their pets for their family. But in the UK, like I'm still alone and I don't know anyone, I don't have contacts, and I'm like, what am I gonna paint now? But then I was really inspired from the UK weather and UK British landscape. So I became a landscape artist inspired from the British landscapes and cold weather. And as I said, I had the vision of doing. I want to paint in the next summer. Like I had this mindset, like I'm going to do it anyways. So you see, like how I painted using just a little space in my room. So rising as an artist in the UK, I inspired from the amazing landscapes. Because when I was in Sri Lanka, it was a bit hot, like not bit, like it's very hot. So I never inspired to do painting outdoors. So this is like another thing that I found a new inspiration. Like, oh, this is really cool. I can stay outside very longer. So I started painting outdoor because I don't have a studio. And then all these incidents, all this inspiration carried me to a collection of paintings, and I finally ended up in a iconic Liverpool art gallery. So which is a great journey so far. And I started painting weekends, and in the meantime, uh, like after 5 months I moved to the UK. I started painting, and then I joined. I got selected as a instructor for Liverpool art. Liverpool watercolor group because my main medium is oil painting, but at the same time I practice myself doing watercolors as well for these past few years. So I could teach anything that you want to learn. finding your voice as an artist. So from my portrait painting era to landscape painter in the UK, I find always nature is one of the best things that inspire me all the time to do a painting. For example, like when I'm doing architecture, it's one of the very stressful streams, I would say. And we had so many students in the beginning, and so many people give up it, and so only the people who want to carry on will stay in this academic field. So I remember, like, even in every design process, in the brainstorming process, I just go to somewhere like a forest or a hike. I just take a break, and then it is because I know this is the way that I can get inspired. Because when I'm stuck in the city or somewhere like no nature, no fresh air, I just feel like, oh, I can't just think about it. So you know what to do for yourself to find instant inspiration. So I take my time to go to a hike or to a stroll or paint outdoor. It just gives me the energy. So I really believe in the universe, the higher energies, the nature. It's a powerful tools that we can use freely, like we breathe. So in my art journey, I had so many like time that I was going through so much a sad period or so whatsoever. But every time I use one of these inspirations to carry on to another painting, because as I believe, like pain or sorrow, whatever, is a energy, sort of energy. So energy cannot be killed. It's science. So its energy can also only transform into another energy. So if you are going through a pain, if you are going through a hardship, just transform that energy to something productive. So for me, what I do is, if whatever happens, I just transform this energy to a creative thing. Like a painting could be an abstract. So I'm not talking about as I'm saying again, it's not only for art, it could be for anything. If you're like a ceramic designer, you can be a ceramic designer, hair, whatever. Like, it's so many art. If you can see everything in life, you can see it as an art form, which you can carry on creating more and more and think more. Um, from these, my main passion towards architecture and art, I combined sketching. So as a like when I go out anywhere from 2020 or 2018, I always have a sketchbook with myself, like every time. Because for me, I know, like it can be any time that I get an inspiration. So where do I store this? Because sometimes when you're going in the bus or somewhere like a long journey, you get ideas. So you just write it down. Just don't let it go away. Because when I go through my sketchbooks or my journals, I feel like, oh, I had this idea, I never worked on it. But if I have a time now, I can go for it. So this opportunity for Shanghai, Liverpool Shanghai Summer School, they selected only 4 students from entire art department, which is like 5 years of architecture, fine art, 4 year students. So it's like loads of students, but they only selected 3 students from art design. So it was a collaboration with Shanghai University and Liverpool University to do a collaborative art project. So we went to Shanghai, and then we had amazing teaching sessions, like learning sessions about tie-dye painting. So we learned all those, and what we had to basically do is just experience Shanghai and show it the way you do it. So these are some of my sketches I did, because I have been doing this for a while, not just last year. I've been doing this for a while. everywhere I go, just sketches something. I take my time to pause, slow down, and live in this moment. So all these things connected, and so they basically selected me as one of the ambassador to go to the Shanghai to show this, and from Shanghai, some of the companies they shared my story as well, like as a creative person, how I enjoy traveling. So it's just not only my art as a career, but it's became my hobby, it became my lifestyle, it became my the way of my income, whatever. So it's all connected. That's why I'm saying finding your ikigai, finding your passion, which will always will be a benefit for you. Because I always try to see it in a different ways, not only for art, like if you're a sports person, you can connect all those things uh, for your living lifestyle. And so from the started painting using my book stack on the table, I got this amazing opportunity to paint, do a collaboration in Birmingham, in the UK. So they basically invited me to come and paint in this live show, and it's a paid collaboration. And at this moment, I could afford so many things that I was unable to have. So it was a great opportunity. It was a great start for my painting career in the UK. As you see, some of the pictures here, I teach loads of students here. I don't teach for kids. I teach for adults. So I gave a starting from a sketch to how to get a painting to a life. Um, so this was the collaboration I did in Bullring to paint live. Um, so the live painting is not something really uh, easy, I would say, but it's a really fun project because it is something where you engage with people, and people come visit you, and they watch how you paint. So it's an amazing skill that you improve over time. Because when I was in Sri Lanka, I did some live wedding portraits. And before that, I said before in 2019, I joined to zoology association. So in there, I remember before COVID, every Sundays I went to the zoo to sketch animals. I did this because I loved animals, I loved nature. I did this thing, but when you do this, you have to be really quick. So this practice in my past in 2019 helped me to grow fast sketching is as possible, because animals wouldn't stay, like they wouldn't pose for you for a sketch, so you have to be really fast. So this skill improved me sketching now, people, place, location, everything. So these things I did when I was younger helped me to grow whatever to right now, even in Shanghai, even in the UK. So it's all connected. It's amazing. So current projects, I'm doing a series of dreamy mountain series. Some of the paintings are really from my imagination, no references. It's just pure imagination with my experience I have had throughout the whole years. Not only in the UK, my favorite hobby in Sri Lanka was go on hikes with my brother and my friends and my family. It's just I love doing it. So I have always had this inspiration in the mountains, or live to an ocean, but I could never paint in Sri Lanka outdoors because I didn't feel like doing it, because it was too hot to stay outside. But in the UK, you see the first sketch in Windermere Lake District. I did it on site, and you can see some little raindrops in my sketch because it was raining. It's all these things like storing a nice memory in my sketchbook. And then once I got home, I did a big oil painting, and so it's as a collection which I am hoping to do a solo exhibition right in the end of this year. We are planning for that. And with that, building a brand, okay, so this is a vision that I had for a couple of years. But then the building the brand name Art Gaze is the look. So every artwork, every piece of artwork has a gaze which tries to give to the people. So the brand is Art Gaze, which means every day in life for a painting, I would like to bring a gaze for your home, for your living space, or for your brand. So I am working with currently I'm working with some of the brands in Sri Lanka, a tea brand which I'm creating customized painting series for their tea product. And I'm working with the golf t-shirt. I haven't shared this here because I cannot share at the moment. But I'm working with the golf t-shirts, which I'm creating unique painting for each golf t-shirts from Art Gaze. And I am doing a series of plein air paintings inspired from the British landscapes with a collection of oil paintings. At the same time, I host watercolor and oil painting classes and workshops in the UK, and these are more like giving one-to-one detail attention, and mostly all of them are in-person practices. I'm not doing anything online. In person, I'm teaching them how to start like everything. So this is what I do with our guests. And some of the tips I want to share is how, like, in my journey, no one has never bargained me because they always valued my work. But this is not the same scenario for everyone. I have my friends who are extremely talented, maybe more than me, but at some point they get like a request from the client saying, "Oh, can you do it more cheaper?" Or can you? So some family friends or somebody asked them like, "Oh, can you do a painting for free?" Like, that. But from me, like, no one has asked me that because I got this lesson when I started first in 2017. My art master told me never give even a single line for free. But at the time, I have given already a few paintings for free for my family and friends. But from that day onwards, I never give, never give any of my paintings for free. It's not like saying, "Oh, I'm not gonna give," but it's like keeping for myself and waiting for the right moment to give the paintings. So, for instance, in 2018, I started my first selling. I did my first selling. How it happened was I did this one of the paintings, and somebody from social media reached me and said, "Oh, I would like to buy this painting." I said, "No, it's not for sale." And then this person bargained me, saying, "Oh, come on, you are the painter. You can paint it again. Please give it to me. I want to buy it." And I was like, "Okay, let me think about it." And then I said the price, and this person paid this painting for me, and I said, "Thank you so much. This is my first ever selling." And this amazing person, I don't know, for some reason I meet some amazing people. So this person told me, "This is a reminder for yourself. You should keep this painting with yourself as a reminder, and I'm going to give you the money and the painting answer." I was like, "No, give me your address. I want to send this painting to you." But this person refused to give me this address, but it was like a great start. Like it was a belief for myself, value your work. So that's how I started with my first painting in 2018 from today up to today. So what valuing the process is, you can see now with the AI and all everything. When you market yourself, market the process, and how you deliver it to the customer. For example, like if you're using your social medias, I actually use my Instagram and mostly for find more clients. It is a really great platform, but you have to use it really correctly. For instance, if you're sharing so much about how to paint, you will attract so many artists, other artists, not buyers. But if you value the process, saying, "Oh, this is what I do. This is what my uniqueness, and this is how I deliver the painting, or how I give it." So this is a way of that valuing your process, because every piece of artwork is a soul and your time. And if you're doing a handmade sort of creation, it could be a bag design or like a dressing or whatever, you should value that with the AI and all. So you should there will be a time that people will start more admiring the human made or handmade work, and also have a clear conversations with your client, saying so for example, from some of my paintings, my clients ask like how long you take for that. So I say it could be 2 weeks or 6 months, because I need the right time for the painting. I mean, it depending on the painting that I do. Some are like very massive paintings, which I have done in 2 weeks. But you have to give it the right direction. Like, this is the process I need for my painting. These are the materials that I'm using. So one of the tips are like identifying your right audience, your buyer, because this is like something you decide from yourself, like whom I am creating this product for. For example, like I can say my work, or like somebody can make artwork for the normal, like a average income person, saying this is like a product for everyone can have it. It's a very economical friendly, something like that. So it's your product, you can decide like that. Or you could say, I am creating this product for the higher income people. So this artwork or this product will be owned by a CEO or someone very in a higher class, not the class, I mean, say like the value, who can afford more money. So it's like deciding by yourself like whom this is for. So it is your audience, and you decide who is my buyer. And so from that way, it is clear. So when you're selling, or when you are doing your artworks, not kids will come and say, "Oh, can I have one of your paintings?" So they obviously know that cannot. So it's like having your boundaries and having your own potential, and educate your audience. You can talk about the behind the scenes and all in the process. It's because right now it's really easy. Like if you say like 200 years ago, if you want to do a business, it wouldn't be easy, because you have to go so many fast. But today you can start a business next day in the morning online, and you can do everything at home, and it's right on your hand. But it is about consistency and doing something that will help you to become better, at least like 1% better than yesterday. So it is like having a big goal in your life and working something today. It could be like doing a journal, writing something to motivate you, but this will lead you to your ultimate goal. So it's like being better than yesterday, like for 1%. And how to respond to your clients professionally. So the professional ethics, like how to talk to them properly and having the right conversations, things like that. And being authentic as always, I would say. So if you're doing a portrait, so I have done so many portraits, and they so I always use my own photograph as references. And if I'm creating, let's say, an abstract painting, it's always done by myself. And from the site visit to the client's home, and then I have the conversation with the client, like what they expect, and then I do my sketches. So there's a design process. So I have stored the design process in my sketchbook. So I can discuss. So it's like authentic. So it's your product, and this is what the client values, because they know, oh, this is like purely this work done for myself and done for our house. And there are so many ethics in copyrights regarding how you use the pictures, and if you're like a music person, so you know how to use those music things. And it, depending with the country, there are so many different ways of how copyrights works in each country. And so this painting right next to me is one of the paintings I did in Sri Lanka for a client who had a house in wetland area in Sri Lanka. So this client was explaining me, oh, this is the wetland city. We would like to have something very nature inspiring painting for our living space. And so I went to my client, my site visit, and I noticed some colors in so they had already had their furniture. So I noticed some colors, and I had a great conversation with the client to understand what they really like. And I created this piece of work. It's a really huge, actually, like 8 feet by 6 feet painting, massive painting I did. And then I inspired from so this painting is actually located in between the pond and a pool, and then after that's the garden, and then they have the wetland city. So with connecting everything, I created like a merging with the background, with the white top background, with the blue themes of could see like it looks like a mountain or like a water wetland city, and with a detailed bird in the right corner. So this is to reach these paint like a commission. I got it from from architects in Sri Lanka. So it's like identifying your audience or ideal buyer, so the right people will reach you. And stay aligned with your purpose, trust your process, even it's slow. Never copy, stay true to your journey, protect your work and your peace, value your community over competition. So it's not like about being like comparing yourself to another artist. It's always about finding yourself and being you. Some of the books I would like to recommend you is Shoe Dog by Phil Knight. He's the founder of Nike, who started at the age of 24, 25 with the 50 pounds that his dad gave him. So it's a really interesting story to read if you want to stop scrolling and be motivated. And Ikigai is and also another book which you can read about and find if you don't have any idea about what's your Ikigai. I really recommend this book reading so you could understand what's your Ikigai. And 0 to 1 and Your Next 5 Moves are also really great books to have a look at if you're like to become an entrepreneur. Like, I mean, I know you are in the process of being an entrepreneur, so these are really, really good books to read to motivate yourself, because motivating yourself is the one thing that you should keep doing. So these are some of the bespoke paintings I did in Sri Lanka and in the UK. These are like my client-based, done according to the client's request or what they like, and it's all at my attention was given to every detail. It's not only the wall, it's about the furniture, how it goes all with the other things. So all this connected with my architecture passion as well. So since I'm an architect as well, so I could more relate to these things to teach properly or guide properly. Yeah, so some of the key points. Not everyone is your buyer, and that's okay. Know your why. It's a great thing. Like, why you're doing this? Is it for your freedom? Is it for your happiness? Or why? What is your purpose ultimately? Is this something helpful for the community? Will this helpful to grow your community in the country or your friends? Why you're doing this? It's a good question to ask from yourself in whatever you do as an entrepreneur. Knowing your why is a really good thing to think about. So which will help you to stay constant with your work and carve out 3 hours. So, as you know, like I did architecture for 5 years. At the same time, I did my art career as well. So, how do I? One of the questions I get is like, how do you balance all those? So this is like a one thing I tried, which was really hard to carve out 3 hours. But if you think about, maybe you spend on your phone more than that. But carving out 3 hours per day is like 2 hours for the process, 1 hour for marketing, 2 hours the process in the sense if you are doing painting or if you're creating like a product, whatever, or you are doing a service. So it's like a 2 hours, but 1 hour you should give for market yourself. Could be content creating, it could be uh, posting a post on LinkedIn or TikTok or whatever, but or it could be updating your website and studying about more uh, marketing tips or whatever. So carving out 3 hours per day, and then you can count how many hours you can work on this per week and then month. But I know it's not really possible to do this every day, but this is a challenge to yourself. So you do it and you try it and you end up having something rather than nothing. And so it's like a really good advice for you to carry on. Like during my past month in my thesis, this was a huge project. This is the vast project that you're ever gonna do as an architecture student, the final year master. I was I couldn't carve out the marketing part for my for about a month, but I still did like weekly something to some for my brand or my art career. Even I continued teaching my art. Even just day before my final submission, I did a class the day before for 10 people. So it's about, however, doing it no matter what. Um, so yeah, advice to for you for all of you, staying inspired, or how to finding your own how to, because for me it's the nature, that is the way I get inspired, mostly, or going for a walk, something like that. For you, it can be something else. So finding your own inspiration is your key thing to get back to yourself whenever you keep overwhelmed or not in the right place, and demanding or keeping value. So it's like you may see it like a same way, but demanding and keeping value is like something two different things. Like how we demand your work, and maybe it could be the same as keeping values. For example, I can keep some values like, say, I am using all the products that are environmentally friendly. So you could say in my product, I don't use anything bad for the environment. So it's a value that you keep for yourself. Or else you could say, in my paintings, so some of my paintings, I don't use the cheaper materials. I keep the quality over quantity. So it's my value. At the same time, it works as my demand for my paintings or my product. And keeping the value as a handmade. I don't work with AI or any things, because AI kills the joy of thinking. I am very against about of it, but I know with the world moving so fast, people use AI, ChatGPT, or whatever, but it's not something for me. I value my process because it's where my passion or my pleasure lies. Because that's what I want to enjoy, creating this artwork, and expanding my creativity from a painting to other products like byproducts like t-shirt designing and product designing for other brands. and a collaboration or content creating is all like doing creativity that doing by myself. And another thing is like hold yourself to your own standard and nothing less. And don't be afraid to say no. Recently, I had to say no for some of my clients. The reason was we were about to do like a workshop, but these client I'm not going to mention anything, but what happened was they were focusing more towards the money. They're paying quite well for me, but for the products that they're using, they're going for really cheap materials. And I had to say no, even though they paid for me. I was like, sorry, I can't do this because I value the process of teaching for my students with quality products, and because I a quality product and the way of delivering is because I have my own standards. I don't want to do it a cheaper way just to have a session, or we did an artwork session, or I want to make it to the most effective and most memorable, most inspiring event to the person I do for my students. So saying no is a great personality if it's not up to your standards, which is a belief for yourself that right people will reach you out. And so be patient with what you do, and keeping your standard, keeping your values, because everything will reach you for something really better. And it's about, as I said before, it's about believing the high energy out there, and it will attract you the right energy, right people, and right place for your work. And I would like to conclude the session with these amazing quotes. I was really inspired. The meaning of life is to find your gift. The purpose of your life is to give it away. So it can be anything. It can be art, it can be music, it can be a sport. You tell me, it can be anything. So thank you for inviting me today to deliver a speech, and I hope you got something inspiring. Now it's time for question and answers if you have any questions to ask from me.
Okay. Thank you so much, Nisali, for the amazing sharing. By the way, I really love your painting. Looks unique and fresh, especially when you paint outdoor. Wow,
Thank you so much.
amazing. Yeah, the view was so pretty. Okay, guys, now we will open the floor for a Q&A session. So if anyone has a question, feel free to raise your hand or write them in the chat box. Anyone has a question? Okay, we have question on the chat box. Um, from Jenny Olivia. Hi, may I know what led you to pursue a master degree in architecture at Liverpool John Moores University? And then how has this academic experience influenced your artistic practice?
Sorry, where can I see the question?
You can see from the chat box, Nisali.
Wait a second.
Yes.
Can I stop sharing this one? Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. All right. Oh, okay, I can see now.
Okay.
There are a few messages. Hi, may I know what led you to pursue master's degree in architecture at Liverpool John Moores University? How has this academic experience influenced your art experience? Oh, it's a really good question. So, as I said, choosing architecture was again happened with that rejection, because I realized I am good at art, and at the same time I was doing math, physics, and chemistry. Although I didn't like chemistry, I liked math so much. So at 17, I was realized, okay, I want to do something logical at the same time, something creative. And then I looked for some fields that I go for. It could be architecture, fashion design, multimedia. So those were the three options I had. And then I am not a very fashion person. I don't really like to work with fabrics. And so it was no. And then multimedia, I had a really idea to do like game designing and stuff like that. And but my desire was somewhere, however, lied with architecture. So somehow selected that because I wanted to do something for the people. With architecture, I think it's a right purpose than doing a game design because I'm not really a big fan of games. I don't see a really point in there, but it's an industry as well. So in architecture, I think it's something that I can serve more to the people, especially in my country. There are so many hierarchies which I really want to address in the future. What happened was in Sri Lanka there are only few options that you can do architecture, and then I selected Slate. It's a university in Sri Lanka, and I saw they are doing collaboration with Liverpool John Moores, which you get the degree from Liverpool John Moores while you're studying in Sri Lanka. So I did this, and it was an amazing journey, and everything was really perfectly well taught, and it was all conducted in English, even though my second language is English. So it was really great. So why I did a master's, because in architecture, if you want to practice as an architect, like a chartered architect, you have to do the bachelor's, you have to do the master's, and then you have to do 2 years of working, and then you do the part 3 examination to become the chartered architect. So if you only do the bachelor's, you stop as an assistant. You cannot be an architect, and you cannot call yourself as an architect. So this is a whole journey. It's like architecture is like a life journey that you have to carry on. So after my bachelor's, I did everything very well, and I got these awards as well. But unfortunately, because of the COVID and all, they couldn't give me a scholarship to study me masters in the UK. But this was given in other years, but I couldn't get it because of the COVID, and it was not feasible for the LJMU. But as I said, even there's a will, there's always a way. So I never give up on my idea to do my master's, and I moved to the UK to have a different experience and different teaching methods. So I think it was a great great and always it's a very challenging decision I made. So yeah, doing a master's in the UK was a great opportunity with all the facilities and with different culture, different people, and LJMU is in Liverpool, and it's an amazing city with beautiful people and really nice people. I have met so many nice people and really inspiring. And even though I live by myself alone here for 2 years, but it's been a great journey. I have found very beautiful people and nice people, and also my staff here, all the lecturers, and everyone is really helpful. Even though you're from a different country, they really treat you very well, and so it was a very supportive institution, I would say, and I'm really glad I selected LGMU to do my master's. So what influenced your artistic practice? As I said, from a portrait painter, it was evolved to more landscape and architectural sketches, because I learned perspective drawing and proportion more in architecture, rather than I studied those in my academics in fine art. So I combined the space more towards my arts through architecture, actually. So I was really inspired and influenced from architecture, how to get this perspective and life to painting with architecture. So and then I combined this knowledge with architecture and the philosophy and everything to bespoke art, creating my own paintings for my clients. So that's how it all connected. I hope it helped your question.
Okay, thank you, Nisali. Okay, guys. Okay, thank you, Jenny, for the question. Okay, any other question, maybe? I think just now I saw Pak Balton. Oh, okay. Hi, Pak Balton. Maybe you want to say hi or have some
Hi,
question.
Nisali. How are you?
Hello. Hi, Steve. How are you? I'm really good. Thank you. How are you?
I'm fine. Yeah, I've been teaching, but I finished the class early just to catch the last part of your presentation.
Okay.
So I think we have another question, so I'll let Deela do that one. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Bolton. Okay, we have a question from
Oh,
Pausta Bintang Sanjaya
all
from
right.
the chat
How-
box, Nisali.
Yeah, how do you stay motivated,
Yes.
especially when juggling multiple roles? Is it not trying? Of course, it wasn't easy. It was so tired. As I said, after moving to to the UK, it's not the same because I grew up with my family with 6 members, my brother, my sisters, and my pets. But in the UK, just me. When I go home, there's no one. There's no pet to cuddle. There's no one. Just literally me. Um, it wasn't easy because, as I said, after my moving, the first 3 months was really great. It was like amazing because it was but then once you living for a couple of months and then you come to the point like, oh, what do I do? And then I was lost with some my inspirations, and I had sometimes like I just do nothing and just sometimes crying or whatever because it's really hard, and also some struggles financially or mentally or whatever you go through. But I have so many sketchbooks, different sketchbook. Some sketchbook fit to my pocket, some fit to my handbag, and so when I go on some travels, I just first you cannot really travel a lot right after you move to the UK. It's quite expensive. So what I did was like finding inspirations, like somewhere near the coffee shop. I just go to a coffee shop, to the church, and just sketch people and just stay in the moment. Or I go to quiet places. Like I love going to graveyards because it's just so peaceful. I just love being there and just sketch or just admire. So yeah, to stay motivated, I just go out, step out from my room because in the UK it's a bit different from Sri Lanka because Sri Lanka is so sunny all the time, so you get the inspiration. But at the same time in Sri Lanka, I was so tired or exhausted because of the extreme hot. But in the UK, it's a bit dull sometimes, but it's cold. I'm a person who loves the cold weather, so for me, in the winter, I go more out than in the summer. I go just for walks with nice, whatever the things, and I go for walks and just this gives me right energy to stay motivated. And the other thing is the people I associate. It's just not saying that I'm cutting off people. It's nothing like that. It's just even though your friend is something talking negative, my mindset is like always fighting with them to stay come to the positive mindset. For example, there were some friends, like some closer friend used to tell me like you cannot be both artist and architect. If you're doing architecture, you should give 100% towards your architecture. I was like, no, I want to do architecture. I want to do architecture and as well art as well. So I ended up doing having the drawing prize for architecture and doing art as well. So it's about having the positive mindset, even though you're surrounded with some negative minded people. Uh, so to be motivated all the time, having positive energies around yourself is really, really important. And my mother, she's a very positive person, and I always talk to her like every day, which inspire me to stay motivated. And I tell everything I'm going through, every hardship. So having a person for yourself who gives you the right energy is something really important. And sometimes you have to work towards yourself, saying, it's not for me, I'm doing this for someone else. For example, sometimes I'm like so exhausted, I don't have the energy, but I have it to do a class tomorrow. So I go to the class with a 0, 0, like I'm like so exhausted, like because I have been like so many um down days. So but I do the class in my right energy and I give my best, because for the other person, because I'm not doing it for me, I'm doing it for yourself, for the other person, the person next to me, the person who came to me to learn art. So I have to give my 100%. So after doing a class, I feel, oh, wow, I feel amazing because after the comments they give and they say, oh, I'm really inspired after your class. Because sometimes I meet people saying, I haven't painted for 20 years, so this is my first time trying painting after my high school. So it's a big challenge for myself. And then at the same time, we feel like, oh, I want to do the best for this person. And then that is the energy I carry, and that makes me motivated. And also the social media, I share lots of my architecture journey in my Instagram or my artworks. So the comments from positive people saying, oh, you're amazing, or things like that actually motivate me. So it's about creating my own space as a positive space.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Ali. Okay. Oh, we have Kalina. Okay, Kalina, please.
Okay, hi. So, hearing your motivations and everything, I think I would just like to ask something kind of simple. What is the most rewarding thing about teaching art for you personally? Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for the question. Most rewarding thing, I think, is the feedback. And I will give you some example. I met this person. It's a lady. Um, she has done her artworks like last time when she was going to high school, and then she came to me and saying, I'm so nervous, I don't know how to paint. And she's like, oh, I haven't touched a paintbrush. And I have like 2 hours to paint to give the session for this lady. And I'm like, and with the other student, because I'm not doing one class for one person, with other student. And when I'm doing the class, I felt she's a bit nervous and she's not doing the thing what I say, but I can't be very uh, like you say, I can't be like very rude to her, saying, "Oh, don't do this." So it's about practicing my patience. And I've been teaching for like 2 years now, and so all this time, what learned was like being patient, because I'm not a maybe when I was more younger, I was not a much patient person, but throughout this teaching session, I learned to be patient and think from the other person's perspective. So if you're doing something, you're thinking from their perspective as well. So after this 2 hour session, she sent me a text message saying, you are a brilliant teacher, and I was so inspired to painting again. So this is something rewarding for me to do what I do, because as you say, sorry, as you see in the Ikigai, the diagram, it says what you serve for the purpose, or the purpose, or what you give to the people. So I think this completes my Ikigai, which are like my purpose, what I love to do, and what I get paid for, and then the end of the day, what I can serve the people. Because some people start painting after teaching by myself. They start, and I have had some students who lost their partner after 30 years together, and then they came to me and saying, I lost my wife a week ago, and I thought get back into painting, or it will help me. And I told him to do painting, and how it's not about painting like I teach everyone to paint from life. So it's not about copying a picture from your phone. No, I always teach how to paint from life and bring life to your paper and have it as something that inspire you. So, and this person, like, actually, he hasn't painted before, but he still sent me some of the paintings that he does, even though it's a really small one. It keeps him going to cope up with his pain that he's carrying on. So I feel so grateful to inspire someone to do paintings, because they do paintings because of me. And one day in Sri Lanka, this is also another story. I met somebody in a in a shopping mall. I went with my sister, and this random person, I have no idea, and he recognized me and saying, you're Nisari, are you an artist? I follow you on Instagram. I was like, oh yeah. And it's like, you know what, I haven't painted for 20 years, but I bought a sketchbook because of you. So I'm like, what else do I need? I don't want anything. It's not money or anything. This word, it's just amazing because he bought a sketchbook because of me to paint like me. I mean, that is just amazing. So, and while I paint outdoors, I meet loads of people, and they're really nice to me. They motivate me. Some people I don't see them anymore any time in my life again, but this moment I met them and they shared some nice conversation. They shared some nice motivation to me, and this is such a rewarding thing to receive love from people.
Okay. Thank you. Is it clear, Kalina? Thank you. Thank you, Kalina, for the question. Okay. I think it was the last question for today's session. And it looks like everything was so clear and inspiring us. And if you guys still have some curious question later on, feel free to reach out us to our international office, or you guys can visit International Hub at 15th floor. Okay. And
There's
before we
another
move,
question. Hi, Miss Nisali. Nice
oh,
to meet you. Really amazed with your journey. How do you
okay,
feel when you know that someone
okay,
wants to
okay.
buy your painting, even though you are not selling it at that time? And if you are overwhelmed, what will you do to raise your motivation again? Um, oh yeah, so when I said like in 2018, I did this painting. Um, it's a game design. It's a game actually called PUBG. So I did this painting and thing. Somebody reached this for this painting because of it's a popular game at that time. And when they asked to sell it, I was like, no, I like it because it's my painting. I want to keep it myself. And the other painting that I did for the competition, which the loving host, the host painting, I still have it, and I will never sell it. Even though somebody pays like millions for it, I'm like, no, it just for myself. I don't want to sell it because some things are there like I'm not saying that my work is priceless, but it's for me it's priceless because that is the painting that turned me my whole journey as a turning point. So how would I value this artwork for someone to have for themselves? So there are some paintings that I would not sell for anyone, but as a entrepreneur or like a painter, you have to sell your paintings at some point. So it's like letting go of some of the paintings. Actually, whenever I sell a painting, it feels really sad for myself because I'm gonna miss my painting, especially those big paintings and whatever the paintings I did for lots of hours. And so at the same time, so that is why have you value your work. So when you value your work, you don't really quotation it for only for the hours that you work for. It's about the materials, the hours, and the artistic value as well. So at first you were starting when I was like 17 in 2018 when I start at very first I can't start it with a really huge price. So it's like eventually you gradually value your work more than the other work, and keeping everything noted down in your whatever in your computer or your sketchbook or notebook. So yeah, it is hard to sell sometimes, but there are some paintings that you create this painting to sell. So and whatever I do as a commission or whatsoever, I do it like I do it for myself. So it's like purely my heart and my soul is given to this painting. It's a product with my soul. So it's like a human made. I always tell this word now because there are AI generated stuff as well, but you cannot find the soul in that artworks or the in those works. So yeah. Um motivation again, it's the other person, because I'm not doing everything for myself. It's the other person as well. To my mother, it could be a buyer, it could be my friend, it could be my brother. So it's if I want to come back to motivation, I think about this. If I'm sleeping like 10 a.m. or 12 a.m. and if I try to wake up like 7 a.m. in the morning, saying I'm waking up today just not because of me, but for the other person, because I think serving for the other person will always give it something back to you. So yeah, working for the other person as well, that motivates me.
Okay, thank you, Nisali. I believe you guys still have a lot of questions to ask. But okay, just visit to iHub, International Hub on the 15th floor. We'll be happy to connect you with Nisali, if possible, yeah, Nisali.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay. Okay, guys, before we move to the next session, I would like to inform, please fill the survey on CHIS after this session, and I will inform you if the survey is already open. So please pay attention, okay? Okay, now it's time to photo session. Please, everyone, open your cam. Let's take a group photo to capture this special moment. And operator team, please help me to capture this moment after I count until 3. Okay. Everyone is ready? 1, 2, 3. Please. Next slide. 1, 2, 3. Next slide. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you. Okay. So guys, now you can access survey on CHIS, and please do fill the survey. We will open the survey 30 minutes from now. Okay, I will repeat. Please fill the survey on the CHIS. We will open the survey 30 minutes from now. Okay. Okay. That brings us to the end of today's UC Global Chat. A big thank you to Nisari to give a very inspiring sharing. And then also thank you so much to our organizing team, and of course to all of you who joined. We look forward to seeing you at our next international event. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Izali.
All right.
Bye.